Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to see about the various casting procedures, casting machines, and the various casting defects. So last class we have seen clearly about the various metal alloys like the base metal alloys and the noble metal alloys, and also about the classification systems of these alloys and various compositions, like what are the different metals which are combined to form these alloys and properties of all these, and also where we will be using this casted metal, like for the single fabrication of a single crown, or for a replacement of multi-unit bridges, or for the fabrication of a removable cast partial benches. Removable cast partial benches, that are the metal removal partial. You have seen about the acrylic partial benches, like acrylic partial benches. Same way we can make that into metal with a major connector, minor connector, direct return, indirect return. About all this in detail, we will be seeing in third year. Now, when we are in the second year, we have to know about how we are fabricating this casting, or what is the casting procedure. So basically, to relate, like when you are doing the flasking procedures, basically what you're doing. Initially, you will be doing a piece setting in the maxillary occlusal limb and the mandibular occlusal limb, and you'll be doing an entire wax up. So after the wax up, root carving, everything, you'll be doing something called a flasking procedure, right? You'll be using some material like a dental plaster or something, and you'll be using a flask, and you will cover that and these wax up surfaces, and you will be doing something de-waxing, and you'll get a negative space. That negative mold space you'll be filling with an acrylic heat cure material, and you're getting an acrylic heat cure denture. That is the flasking procedure for a fabrication of the heat cure denture. So now we'll be seeing when you want to fabricate a metallic crown or something, or a metallic removable partial denture, as I told, how we will be converting or the molten metal into these structures. So basically, this is the casting procedure. So we have to know about the various terminologies which are used in this. So before going into the detailed topic, first we will see what are the various contents we'll be seeing in this topic. That is, first one is the definitions of various terminologies and fabrication of the wax pattern. So if you want to fabricate the wax metal, initially you have to fabricate a wax pattern. Only we can convert the wax pattern into a desired metal form. So after the fabrication of the wax pattern, you have to know what is spruing and spruing the pattern. Then what is casting rings and ring liners, and investment techniques. Investment techniques, we have different investment materials like the gypsum bonded investment material and the phosphate bonded investment material, and also something about diesel silica bonded investment material. So different investment materials are there. These investment materials are basically, they will be having a refractory material. That means to say that, like when you are doing the flasking procedure, you will be uh, just keeping it in a boiling water that is near to 100 degrees Celsius. So we don't have any problem. But when you want to melt the metal, you will be using a very high temperature, above 700 or above 1000 degrees Celsius you'll be using. So these material what we are using to cover the surface should have an ability to withstand the high temperature. So these temperatures should be withstanded by the investment material. So same way we have different investment material, and according to the metal what we are choosing, whether we are going for a noble metal alloy or a base metal alloy, based on that we can choose the investment material. So about investment material also we'll be talking, and about the various casting techniques and the casting machines, and the removal and finishing of casting. So after the casting procedure, how will you remove it from the hand? You give it to the patient. How will you insert it with the patient? Then also about the final thing is the casting defects. That is, when this entire procedure is done, if something goes wrong, there will be many chances of defects. So casting defects were the various classification, and what are these defects also will be seen. So this is a pictorial representation about what we were talking. So here we can see that there is a missing lower right first molar for this patient. So after the tooth preparation means if you want to replace a missing tooth by a fixed partial denture processes, first initially we had to do something called tooth preparation or the reduction for the tooth. So when we want to take support from the anterior and posterior tooth, we have to place the cap onto the tooth. So initially we have to prepare or do the tooth reduction on the abutment tooth. Then we have to make an impression and we have to fabricate the master cast. So on that master cast, this yellow colored one, that is a master cast with a prepared anterior premolar tooth is there, posteriorly one molar is there. That is the second molar is there. So first we will be fabricating the wax pattern on this abutment tooth, and when you want to replace the first molar by using the same wax, you will be fabricating the exact first molar based on the tooth morphology. The cusp will be carved, and the fossa and ridges, grooves, everything will be carved onto that, and an exact tooth will be carved out. After that, this is the wax pattern. Only we can convert the wax pattern to the metal. So initially, if you want to fabricate the single crown or a multi-unit bridges or even the cast partial denture, initially we have to fabricate the desired form in the wax pattern, in the wax. That is the inlay wax what we are using here. So in the inlay wax, using the inlay wax, we'll be fabricating the pattern. Then that pattern should be invested by using the investment material, and that investment material should be kept for a burnout procedure. Burnout procedure means it is the procedure to remove the wax from the mold space. So initially when this technique was introduced by Phil Group, this is the lost wax technique. Lost wax technique means, as I told, the investment material will be there surrounding the wax pattern. So when you do something called a burnout procedure, the burn, because of the high temperature, the wax inside will get burned off or be evaporated. So there will be a negative space in the center of this investment material. So after that, a molten metal will be used with a pressure or some other techniques to fill that negative space. Then only you'll get the exact positive replica of that negative mode or the same replica of the wax pattern what you have fabricated. So that is how we will be doing fabrication of these metal crowns. So when the patient is require a fixed processes of a metallic crown or a porcelain fused metal or for a ceramic crown, there is first we have to fabricate the wax pattern. So this is the pictorial representation of fabrication of wax pattern. So after the fabrication of wax pattern, we have to do something called spruing. So before going into detail about this topic, I'm just showing here two pictures just to make you understand about what we are talking. So in the first picture, there is a single crown. You can see it on the top. Just below that, there is a round shape, round sphere. That is something called a reservoir. Reservoir means, I will tell you what is that. And below that, there is something, there is a stick-like thing. There is a channel for the molten metal to flow into the central area. And just imagine that there is a base there, and we will be covering this entire wax pattern by using an investment material. As I told, if you're going for a gypsum bonded investment material, if you're going for a noble metal alloy, we'll be using a gypsum bonded investment material. If you are going for a basement alloy like a nickel chromium or a cobalt chromium, we'll be going for a phosphate bonded investment material. So that investment material will be used to cover the wax pattern, and we will do the burnout procedure, and after that we'll be doing the casting procedure. So here, if you see the thing, the first one is the crown, below that the sphere is the reservoir, and below that we have a screw channel. Screw channel is there. So there are a lot of, since this is a new topic, there are various other terminologies which you have to know about. So various other terminologies we'll be seeing now. What are the various definitions and the terminologies? One is a screw former. So what is a screw former means, as I told, is a mold channel through which the molten metal or the ceramic flows into the mold cavity. So ceramic means instead of a metal, if the patient is requiring an or ceramic crown, that also can be casted. Casted ceramic also can be castable. So like metal, ceramic also will be fused into or pressed into the mold cavity. So sprue former means it is a channel through which the molten metal can reach into the central area. Understand it? So initially there will be a wax pattern in the center. That wax pattern will be burned off or evaporated by using the burnout procedure. After the burnout procedure, we have to fill that negative space by using the molten metal. So how that molten metal will reach into the center area? That is by using the sprue former.